Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
On today's Smart 7, UK pauses Syrian asylum process, McFadden offers olive branch to unions and lots more. It's Tuesday, 10th of December, it's International Human Rights Day, and happy birthday, Raven Simone.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The world is waiting anxiously to see what happens next in Syria after rebel forces managed to force Bashar al-Assad to resign and flee to Moscow. Monday saw a handing over of power as former Syrian Prime Minister Mohammed Ghazi al-Jalali met with the head of the rebel forces HTS, Abu Mohammed al-Jolani. Initially, the Prime Minister had suggested he would stay on, but that shifted on Monday, and while he's been asked to help build a transitional government, the rebels seem keen to take a firm grip on power. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says it's a critical moment.
The situation is obviously very volatile. It is very good that Assad is gone, but it doesn't necessarily mean that what follows is settled by any means at all. It is really important we talk to our regional allies, our global allies, about the way forward, which has to be a political way forward.
Syrians have been celebrating and the roads to Damascus were jammed with returning residents, while video of prisoners being released from Assad's jails went viral. While the future remains uncertain, it seems likely that if the situation stabilises, many of the Syrian refugees who fled to Europe may return home. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper says the UK is joining Germany and other European countries in reviewing next steps for asylum seekers.
We also have a very fast-moving situation, and that is why, like Germany, we have paused asylum decisions on cases from Syria while the Home Office reviews and monitors the current situation.
With the fall of Assad and his flight to Moscow, attention has turned to Russia and Vladimir Putin. It seems that the ongoing war in Ukraine, along with Israel's attacks on Hezbollah, have overextended the Russian military, and the speed at which the Syrian rebels were able to overthrow Assad's regime may be ominous for Putin. Foreign Secretary David Lammy was pulling no punches on Monday.
Assad's demise is not just a humiliation to him and his henchmen. It is a humiliation for Russia and Iran. Vladimir Putin's attempts to prop up Assad for more than a decade. And all that he's got for this is a fallen dictator filing for asylum in Moscow.
Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Emily Thornberry says the collapse in Syria also raises questions about the toll the war in Ukraine is having on Russia.
I think that he's having a much more difficult time in Ukraine than people realise. I think it's having a deep effect on their economy. You know, so many people have lost their lives. It is a real strain on the Russian economy.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer was critical of Whitehall last week in his speech to lay out the Labour milestones for change. He made reference to people who are comfortable in a tepid bath of managed decline as he set out his plans to supercharge the UK's growth. That was clearly intended as a reference to the UK's civil servants, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're back to the bad old days of Dominic Cummings and the Tories vowing to dismantle the deep state of Westminster. The Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, Pat McFadden, was sent out on Monday to address trade union criticism of Starmer's remarks and to set out a more positive vision of how Labour intends to reform the state.
I'm not here today to talk about what lanyards people are wearing or to open up another chapter in the culture war. Those are just pointless distractions. I'm more interested in an answer rather than a grievance.
US police in Pennsylvania made an arrest on Monday night in a McDonald's of the man they suspect shot dead healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City. The shooting sparked a massive manhunt across New York and ended in Pennsylvania after a tip from a member of the public. Police have identified the man as Luigi Mangione and said the 26-year-old was carrying multiple fake IDs, a handwritten document that police won't yet release, and a mask that is consistent with CCTV images. He also had what appears to be a 3D printed ghost gun. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says the shooter is no hero.
I understand people have real frustration with our healthcare system. and I have worked to address that throughout my career. But I have no tolerance, nor should anyone, for one man using an illegal ghost gun to murder someone because he thinks his opinion matters most.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Ryan Reynolds gets a bit weird with Andrew Garfield, and Ana de Armas is ready to kick ass right after this.
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Welcome back. It's another busy football week with plenty of European football action ahead. Tuesday night sees Liverpool on the road in Italy to face Girona, while Aston Villa are in Germany to face RB Leipzig, and Wednesday sees City in Italy and Arsenal at home to Monaco. But before all that, there was one Premier League game on Monday night, with both sides keen to pick up points as West Ham took on Wolves. After a dramatic car crash at the weekend, West Ham fans paid tribute to striker Michael Antonio, who is recovering after surgery but might never play again. The game finished 2-1 to the Hammers, which probably saved manager Julian Lopetegui's job, and striker Thomas Soucek was happy to dedicate his goal to his injured teammate.
I'm happy that he's feeling fine, he supports us, but obviously this is for him, he's massive player and he's really in my heart.
Variety magazine just dropped their latest Actors on Actors series. This year's edition has stellar names and some unusual combinations. Selena Gomez chats to Saoirse Ronan, Daniel Craig chats to Heartstopper's Josh O'Connor, and Paul Mescal cozies up with Ariana Grande. One of the matchups sees 2 box office smashing superheroes go face-to-face without their costumes, Andrew Garfield and Ryan Reynolds. As usual with Ryan, it's hard to tell whether or not he's just taking the piss.
Garfield, I'm a big fan. And I was nervous when I came here. I overthought it. I realized that, but that's because of you. I was nervous. I have so many questions that I didn't get to, which I'm going to drive home with you. I think I've also been sleeping under your bed for a long time. There's a new movie from the John Wick universe on the way, but this one stars Ana de Armas. Whatever you do, though, don't call her Jane Wick. We've had 4 movies with Keanu Reeves as the deadly assassin, and this movie called Ballerina is from the world of John Wick, but is not a reboot. It stars familiar faces including Reeves, Ian McShane, and in his final role, Lance Reddick, as Anna learns the path of the assassin. It's packed full of action, and it hits cinemas next summer.
How do I start doing what you do?
Looks like you already have.
You have no idea what you just walked into.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
So good, so good, so good. Just in and so good. Thousands of winter deals are at Nordstrom Rack stores now. And that means thousands of fresh reasons to rack.
Because we get the latest trends for way less. Because I've been looking for these.
Because the best deals go fast.
Save big with up to 60% off. Sam Edelman, Sorel, Free People, Cole Haan, and more cold weather finds. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.